How's it going, guys? So that movement sequence right there is basically just a little combo of hand shots. And hand shots are pretty much no different than any other shot. Unlike grabbing the rope and casting it out, um, we're actually using the palm of the hand, or the kind of the four fingers here, as a launching point, exactly like we would with our foot or any other part of our body. So this is a little bit more of a martial thing. A lot of these combinations are much more fighting applicable than a number of others, and you really have an opportunity to put some snap into your rope dart or your meteor hammer. So I'll get into a couple of the basic hand combinations that I like, which is pretty characterized by what you just saw. But I'll have this drill up here specifically. So we cast out, let it drape over the anchor hand, shoot it out with the other hand. We're just going to let it come up naturally and slap and release all of that slack. And as it starts to come back up on the other side, we're going to slap with the anchor hand and let all the slack back out. So pretty basic, pretty simple stuff, and it makes a nice 1-2 meteor hammer combination. Step back a little. So cast out, drape over the anchor hand. 1, 2. 1, 2. I can continue it seamlessly on both sides, so I really, really like that drill. So let's break it down in just a little bit more detail. Drape over the anchor hand after casting it out with about yay much slack, allowing for enough slack to be able to do the hand shot. We're just going to kind of slap. We can hang on to this for now, just for the sake of drilling this part, and we can just kind of get used to continuing to slap. We can kind of use a horse stance when we do it, rock our body a little bit. I like this drill a lot. I even do it on its own in the middle of other things, because it's a pretty fighting applicable kind of move. Once we're here, we can just keep sort of similar to just kind of jabbing, and then all of a sudden at any given time, at any one of those shots, you can release all of this slack here. So a pretty fighting applicable move. This can either be repeatedly hitting the opponent or just backing them away, and once they think they're safe and out of range, you go and release all that slack, and it's a bad day. So I like this because it's more definitely on the martial side, things you can actually do with this weapon in a fight. So once again, we cast out, grab it with the anchor hand, and just practice this. Doesn't have to be fast, but it's very easy to make it faster and more powerful once you just kind of get a feel for this. Once you do that and you're comfortable releasing all the slack, like so, then you're ready to set up that second shot with the anchor hand. So doing it on this side, so 1, 2. Now, here's the cool thing. We can also do the same thing with the anchor hand repeatedly with all the slack. So check that out. This is a very powerful technique. And so on. You can continue it naturally on either side. And yeah, so very cool way to incorporate hand shots into your play and do so in a way that is simple and uses your body's power to really whip out the weapon with some pretty serious stopping power, if I must say. So let's go over it one more time in slow motion.
So just to draw your attention just for a sec to my lead hand, you'll notice that loop around my thumb. That text earlier mentioned it, but in case you missed it, just to reiterate this little detail, it's a very natural thing for that to happen. Doesn't take much conscious effort when you get a feel for it. But yeah, get that loop around that lead thumb to set this up, and you'll be golden.
And there you have it. That's your basic 1-2. So definitely a drill that I really like to do, and I throw it in all of the time. One other one I want to mention really quick, just as kind of an added bonus if you made it this far. Mostly rope darts and meteor hammers are linear weapons, but because of my gen play and among other things, I also like to incorporate kind of offline footwork. I like to kind of go weaving around and stirring the leaves, so to speak, beneath my feet. Something I really like a lot. So I use these hand shots to do that, assuming I can hit somebody over here and over here and over here. I can kind of assort my footwork and attack in a non-linear way. So for that, I have to, this is part of it, but I also have to get used to being able to do it on the other side. Boom, 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 boom. I can assort my footwork with that, or I could just do it like so. So it's the same thing we were just doing on the front of the body, but we're also doing it on the other side as well. So I like that because it allows me to be non-linear with my attacks. So I'm going to come at the camera, I'm going to go 45 degree, 45 degree, then I'm going to go between the legs with the black dog goes through the crotch technique, literally a technique, and shoot it straight at you guys. Just to show how kind of cool it is that you can play with these angles with the hand shots. So yeah, very cool. You can add some different sort of dimensions to your play with hand shots. They're very versatile and very applicable. So hopefully that was enjoyable to watch. Put out something a little bit more fundamental and packs that punch for Marshall Meteor Hammer or Rope Dart. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.